Hello and welcome. If this is our first time meeting, hi, my name is Rebecca. I am 26 years old and I live in North Carolina. I typically do a lot of days in my life, a little bit about content here and there. However, this video is going to be the start of what I hope is a very special series on my channel. 1 month ago, my husband and I adopted our first dog. Her name is Mocha. She is an 18-week-old, we believe, German Shepherd Collie mix. We adopted her from a rescue in Wilmington, North Carolina on January 1st, 2026. And I'm filming this on February 1st, 2026, which means she has been a member of our family for exactly 1 month now. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to do a little 1 month check-in, reflection, just talk about what it has been like being a new dog parent, what she knows, our favorite things. Maybe it will be helpful to other dog parents out there, but I also think it will just be really fun for us to speak of Woman of the Hour. Hey, welcome to hello. I was just talking about you. Do you want to say hi? Here we go. This is her, this is Mocha. And yeah, as I was saying, I think this is just gonna be a really fun way to capture and reflect on the experience of raising her. You're sitting very nice by mom. We are currently in a puppy training class at PetSmart. Commands that we are very confident in 1 month include sit, down, place, crate, touch, and look. All of those we can do pretty consistently indoors. Outdoors, a little bit more of a gamble. Yeah, it really just depends on the scenario. She's gotten a little bit more comfortable with our neighborhood, which helps. But yeah, still have a lot to work to do in terms of getting her to consistently do those commands outside, but inside, we're pretty solid with those. Commands we're working on right now, like our big focus, I'm working on, we're calling it center. I know a couple people call it safety, but we just started that one with her this week. And our focus at puppy class this week is wait. And we also introduced stay and drop it. So those are hopefully during our next check-in, we'll be confident in those. And then we've also been working on loose leash walking, but I think that is going to be an ongoing journey probably for like the next year, if not, 2 years. There's so many things that can happen when you're walking out and about with your dog in different environments. But we have started the foundations of loose leash walking, and we have some good runs every once in a while when we do walks during the day, but those are all of the commands that Mocha knows. As far as the highs and lows of having a puppy, we have been talking about wanting a dog since we moved in together, probably back in 2021. It's something that we both knew we wanted to do eventually, but we never wanted to have a dog when we were living in an apartment. But then last year when we got married, we knew we wanted to wait until after the wedding because we just had so much traveling going on, and we travel a lot during the holidays. So this has been a long time coming. That said, I feel like we were pretty prepped going in mentally on, this is going to be a big adjustment. All of that going in, I feel like we had a solid foundation of like, we knew that this was going to be a lot of time and effort, and financially just like a big upfront of welcoming her into our home, and making sure she is healthy and has all the things she needs to be a happy pup. But that doesn't mean it didn't come with some challenges. Our lows, I would say this past month, we had a bit of a potty training regression. Her first few days here were great, and then it felt like we took a couple steps back. Then we felt like we found our groove, and then we got some snow here in North Carolina last week, and I think that just really threw her off a little bit. We didn't really want to go potty outside, and we had some accidents indoors and some accidents in her crate. So I think that was a little bit of a, we like felt like we were like, oh my gosh, like we got it. And then we were like, wait, we're back at square one. So that took a little bit of a toll mentally. But I think we're good now. She also had a little bit of a parasite when we first got her, which is, according to her vet, you know, very normal, especially when dogs are coming from shelters and things like that. So once that was out of her system, that was also a big help. So that was a low. And then I would say the only other big low is just balancing caring for her and our own like self-care and relationship, figuring out where to squeeze in. You know, we're both in school still and we both enjoy exercising a lot, so finding where to place those in our daily routine has been a little bit tricky. But once this snow goes away, I feel like, well, that will be a little bit easier to navigate. But I would say those are two of the lows in this past month, but the highs have been so high. I narrowed it down to 3 though. Sorry if I'm looking over here. I have little notes. I really prepped for this one, guys, okay? As far as the highs, I feel like I'm exercising like a whole new part of my heart. I knew that we would have a lot of love to give a dog, but it like having it actually happen is just so sweet. And she's sitting behind me, is so sweet and so special, and it's just crazy like how fast it happens as well. And that part has just been super duper special. I just love her. I love her so much. I think she's just the cutest and prettiest little lady in the whole world. Another really exciting high has just been watching her discover and learn new things. Training is its own beast that is definitely challenging, and there are moments where she does not want to participate in a training session, and there are moments where, you know, you feel like you're doing all of the things that people say you should do, you know, especially we're in the teething stage, and that can be very, you're like, I've redirected her to a toy 50,000 times and it's just not working. So it can take a toll. I know. Yeah, as I was saying, training can be very, you know, mentally, a big mental toll as well. But when she finally nails something, it's just like so rewarding. And same, you know, her experiencing things for the first time, like snow, that has been fun. And I really feel like she's gonna love summer. So that part has been very fun. My last high that I wrote down is just, I feel like our home feels more complete and it feels more full. I mean, it's definitely more full because we got a lot. Girl has a lot of toys. But I feel like everything just feels right, you know? I don't know how else to describe it, but those are the highs and the lows. The last thing that I wanted to talk about was our favorite products, because trust me, we have bought a lot of things this month, okay? But I pulled out a few that I feel like have really stood out. This might be a little bit triggering for her because these are like a lot of her favorite things, but the first product that we absolutely love and could not recommend more is this sniffle mat. If you've watched my last two regular vlogs, you will have seen this sniffle mat in there. We feed her breakfast in this. She inhales her food if it's in a bowl, which we did serve her no, there's nothing in here right now, honey. I'm sorry. When we were in the early stages of crate training, we did feed her in her crate, but she eats it so fast. So this has been a lifesaver, and we use it in the morning specifically because it is an enriching way to feed her, but it's also quiet. I started when I first gave it to her, I gave it like fully open, but over the weeks I've slowly given it to her more cinched up, so she like really has to dig her way in there. So this has been our tried and true. In the same theme of like puzzle feeder enrichment activities, we also love this puzzle feeder ball. I'm so sorry, I've got all your stuff. This is from the brand This is from the brand Outward Bound. We feed her lunch and dinner in this sometimes, and she just rolls it around, and there's 2 little holes that the food can come out of. It's empty. I know, it's empty. I'm so sorry. That's been another fun one. It does take her a good while. We started with just half a cup in there, but on days like where we've been snowed in or iced in, putting her, oh my god, there's a lot happening. Putting her whole cup of food in there on days where we're iced in and she's not getting out to, you know, walk and run and sniff as much has been really helpful. So really love that one. We have a couple other games and puzzles from that brand and we really enjoy them, but that one has really stood out this month. I went down the rabbit hole of sniffle toys, and these 3 from Lamb Wolf Collective. We have 3. We have these bananas, and they all have some squeaker in them. I don't know which one you want. We have bananas, we have a snail. Yeah, and then this is my favorite one. That one is called the Monty Ball, I'm pretty sure. I think they call them like Montessori toys for dogs, but that blue one especially, like you can stick a lot of kibble and treats in there. And the first time I gave that to her, I think it took her probably like 30 minutes. Like she was really occupied by that one. But they've all been very high quality. They're very easy to clean as well. That one I've already washed, I think like 2 times. But I really love those and could not recommend them more. And they're cute, like they're very aesthetic, but they're also durable, and she really likes them. So if you have a puppy young dog, you need some type of treat pouch. We just picked these up at PetSmart. I honestly don't even know the brand. We didn't save the backing, but it's really simple. It's a silicone, so easy to wash. It has a little magnet at the top to close, and it's a very simple just clip. So you just slide it onto your waistband or on the outside of a pocket, and it's really easy to grab them. The first couple weeks she was here, this was on all the time. Now we don't feel like we technically have to wear it, but this is an essential. You need one of these. We do love a good Kong. She doesn't get this all the time, but it is nice, and she's very excited about this one. She knows when we open the freezer, she immediately runs over because she knows that these live in there. We have the Popsicle from, I think the brand's just called Woof. Yeah, my Woof. This is the large Popsicle. We also have the large mold. I have only given her Popsicles that were made with the My Woof Popsicle mix. They sell that online and at PetSmart. I also made my own with Greek yogurt, water, and blueberries. We haven't given her those yet because we feel like she has a pretty sensitive tummy, so we're trying to give those to her at just the right time, where if it's gonna upset her stomach, that we have, you know, time to recover. It's not at like 3 o'clock in the morning. But she, like I said, gets very excited when those are out, and that also takes her a good 30 minutes to work through. So that's like always a very special treat. So, but love those. Those are both great. We also have a lick mat from My Wolf, which she hasn't had in a long time because I think we gave that to her pretty early after we brought her home, and that mix is pretty rich, I think, and that did kind of upset her stomach at first, but I think we're gonna ease back into those. She's laying on top of a coal right now. And then the last product that I wanted to share are these Earth-rated pet wipes. They have wipes that are specifically for ears and things like that, but these are just generic pet wipes, and these have been super handy when we take her places. We will clean her paws with them. A good little essential. Yeah, and I think those are all of our favorite things. Those are all of our commands, highs and lows. It's just been a very special month. It's been the longest month ever, but in the best way. I think that's the only way I can describe it. Cole and I have both agreed though that when the time comes for us to have a child, I think we're better equipped now, having gone through this. Definitely challenging, but in the best way. That's all I had for our first dog diary episode. Excited to update you all on all the new things that Mocha learns and that we learn about Mocha in the next month. In the words of her vet, she's a little quirky. If you are interested in any of the stuff that I mentioned, I do have all of it linked in my Shop My, which is in the description. I don't know how many of you are in the market for dog things, but thank you so much for watching and spending time with me. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Mocha, do you want to say bye? She's currently going crazy. She's double fisting right now. Popsicle and the snail.